Greetings, it's August 1st, 9:30 p.m. and we're looking at a few photos from earlier in the year. There's some puffy clouds, blue sky, a little bit of green, and I thought everybody might need a break from all the smoke in the air. I wanted to just say that if you see times on the screen, it may take me a bit to get the video posted, so there might be a delay in what you see and when you see it. I've heard a rumor that some firefighters are coming up from Mexico, and there is a team here from Australia as well. They're here to assist our Canadian wildfire fighters, and that's a fantastic gesture, and I know that people here really appreciate that. I've also heard there's a new evacuation alert on Highway 97 southwest of Clinton. That'll be on the TNRD website, and I've got to go over there and check it for myself. Here's looking at the Elephant Hill Wildfire perimeter. I noticed a hot spot about 4 kilometers west of Highway 97 in the Boston Flat area. That's at the bottom part of the screen. That went away earlier in the day and it has returned, so that might be something to watch for. There's also increased activity on the western flank. That's where that new evacuation order is in, along the highway. It may look like there's a lot of intensity on those fire perimeters from this view of the infrared satellite. That's because those icons are so large. If you're looking at it on your phone, when you zoom in, the icons get considerably smaller, and you can actually catch detail by clicking on them and see what the temperature and the status is and which infrared satellite picked it up. Okay, now we're looking at the western flank southwest of Clinton. I noticed that wildfire crews have been able to push it back from the fire perimeter. However, at the lower part of the screen, it has expanded across Highway 97. That's the Allen Creek and K Creek area. There's also some activity around the 3 Mile Lake area and the Alkali Lake area. We've moved over to the north and northeast flank. There are increased activity on the northeast flank at Mount Grant. I'm looking also at Loon Lake and only seeing a couple of hot spots there. That's really good news because they've been through so much. Hyheim is clearing up, and along the Chasm side I'm seeing 1 or 2 hot spots that have jumped out, perhaps 500 meters, and the rest of the fire line is still intact. At the north side, I'm seeing 5 hot spots that are within 500 meters of the fire line. So those could be controlled burns, getting rid of dead brush. The fire line and the perimeter seems to be holding quite well, and we'll hope that the winds assist them up there. I'm looking now at the southeast flank, and that area that was north of Soton Lake and the Cache Creek Hills has maintained its position inside the existing perimeter. We can still see those hot spots that are about 4 kilometers west of the gorge and Dead Man River. It's been reported that crews are actually building handguard around that area, which is steep, rugged, and inaccessible by a lot of machinery. I'm looking at the area around Hyheim Lake. It's looking quite clear. There are a few hot spots just southwest of the lake, and then an area of major intensity. However, the vast majority of all the infrared hot spots are well within the existing fire perimeter. It appears that if crews can maintain that wide girth of a fire guard at the southeast flank, those hot spots, aided by the northwest wind, may starve themselves out of fuel eventually. Each time I look at the infrared data over time, those areas are getting smaller and smaller. Okay, now I'm taking a look at the area around the Chasm, And I'm happy to say that there's no increase in the fire perimeter there. The 4 or 5 hotspots outside of the fire perimeter have not increased, and there looks to be more clearing directly south of the chasm, and on the southeast end of the park, those hotspots are slowly diminishing. I've read some of the bulletins at the BC Wildfire, and they were talking about doing strategic backburning and getting rid of dry timber around there, and this may be paying off. Most of those hot spots outside of the fire perimeter appear to be on a patterned burn or a grid system. Unlike the other stars that you see, those are rather random and sporadic from the wildfire. Okay, I'm jumping over to the big bar cam. It's still hazy. The camera might actually be a little blurry there. I'm seeing a change in the sky pattern. It looks like we may get a bit of an eastern flow along with the northern flow. The heat and the smoke can be very daunting for people in the area, and I hope you can find shelter from it. But if we look about 25 kilometers north of 70 Mile House, that's the Begbie webcam, and there is some clearing. If you can't get up to Begbie, it looks like there's some push from the east, bringing in some fresh air that may move the smoke a little bit over to the west. And I'm going to switch over to windy now, and the air is moving at approximately 9 kilometers an hour, still coming from the northwest. We're seeing some variation in the breezes due to the terrain. And if we look at the long-range forecast for this week, it's clear and dry with a bit of overcast sky coming in on Sunday. The air movement is always from the north. There's some slight variation, and we may be able to use that to get rid of some smoke. I'm not seeing any major gusts. However, there is a risk of some heat lightning. I want to apologize. I started this video at 9:30 and now it's approaching 11 o'clock. There's been a few distractions. The dogs in the neighborhood are going a little crazy. A lot of barking, a lot of vehicles going past and stuff, and so I've made a few stops and starts. So we'll end this update with a classic picture of bear on background of green, and I want everybody to be safe. I'm going to keep tabs on what's going on the infrared, and if I see anything extraordinary, I'll try to jump on as fast as I can and post another update. Thank you for watching. And please be safe out there.